All right, welcome back, Murfreesboro, to another 10-minute movement session. Today we're going to do a single leg lower body workout. So you don't need weights. You can have them if you want to, but you don't need them. All you need is some floor space. Get ready to go. So we're going to start out with a single leg squat. We got one foot in front, and we're going to sit down on the other foot. This foot here, there's no weight in it. It's just there to help keep you in alignment so you can go straight back. And it's also there to keep you from falling over. You might see people who do it online and they've got that leg floating and all that. And if you can do it, it's great and wonderful. Keep that foot down though if you can't. So we want to concentrate more on the squat and less on the acrobatics. Sit down and stand up. If you want to have weights to make it a little bit harder, you can have some weights here, you can have some weights at your side, you can have a kettlebell, whatever you want if you want to add a little bit more intensity. Although just doing this without weight, with just your body weight, pretty good workout. We're going to switch sides. Set back, sit back. If you're having difficulty getting this hinge back, consider putting a chair or a bench behind you, something that you can just tap with your glute so that you know that you're going the right direction. This is a glute squat, so we're going down and back. That core is nice and tight. You're hinging from the hip. Don't keep your chest up. We're not bowing down. All right, we're sitting back. So imagine you're sitting in a chair. Hips go back and they come up. Sit into the glute and rise up. Try not to push through this heel very much. It's just here for balance and for alignment. So if you feel that heel digging in, pushing forward. Get more weight on this squatting leg. All right, open up your legs. We've got two versions of this. Your feet are planted, you're staying on this side, and you're squatting down. Again, you can have a chair or a bench right behind you to give you that cue, something to tap, that you're tapping your glute on. If you want to make it harder, you can step out and in. Again, however, make sure that you're going back and down. You see I got my hand on my hip. I'm trying not to go into my hip. Set your foot, sink down. Set your foot and sink. You can go deeper. Again, you can have weights if you want to make it harder. Sit. Fold right here at that crease in your leg. We're going to go to the other side. So again, you can keep your feet planted and sink. Watch this knee. It's pretty much going to stay right with the foot. It doesn't need to be going out or in or anything like that. So you put your feet where they need to be to keep this good alignment. And your range of motion is going to do that as well. Again, if you want to make it harder, sink. Sink. Push through, push back. Tap down. Tap down. I like making little pew noises when I do it. Don't do that. Well, you can make noises if you want to. I just can't. Sometimes it helps you have your energy and get you through. One leg forward. This one is going to hover. Bend the knee, come up. All right, bend the knee, come up. I'll turn this way so you can see. Bend the knee, come up. So we're working on this knee. Notice I'm tapping to keep my balance, but we're taking that knee, to in front of the toes. Bend the knee, come up. Bend the knee, come up. And I'm tapping. You don't have to. If you can do it without tapping, that's great. This is also a good one to do if you have a step and you do it off of a step. Gives you a greater range of motion. Watch that knee though. It's going to wobble, and that's fine, but make sure that it's not wobbling so much that you're going to damage it or do something to hurt it. Change legs. Uh-oh. This is not my good side. So if you have balance issues, you can have a chair. Honestly, even a pretend chair can help with that balance. But I'm tapping down a little bit more on this side because this side's a little bit weaker. I've got an old ankle injury and a bad hip. Make sure you're not doing that, okay? It's a forward movement, so don't compensate by jutting that hip out. The knee tracks over and it goes right over in front of the toes. It might want to do that or do that, so really pay attention and make sure that that knee goes straight over the toes. All right, single leg, RDL. Tap that toe back behind you, hinge back, and come up. Hinge, feel that glute stretch, that hamstring stretch, contract them up. Keep that core nice and tight. This foot right here is just here, again, for balance and alignment. You'll see people who like to float their leg, but usually people who float their leg cock out and rotate through their hips. Then you lose the whole objective of that exercise. Okay? So straight down, straight up. If you want weights, you can have one weight, or you can have two weights. Hinge that hip back, long, strong spine. All right, and now we'll switch sides. So hinging forward, barely anything on this back toe. It's just there to help keep you straight, right? And for the balance. And back. Long spine. You can readjust that foot if you need it. Make sure you go back. I felt that hip cock a little bit. Straight back. It's already messed up once during this, so I guess it's just deciding it's going to do it multiple times, and that's fine. You have body parts that do weird things. Know what's going on. Be aware if those joints don't like to participate properly, and take those extra precautions. All right, we're going into a reverse lunge. Stay on this one side. Now you can stay here with your feet planted. Okay? Down and up. Core is nice and tight. Remember, you can have weights if you want to make it a little bit harder. Good posture. You can also move it. You can mix it up and do a few stable and a few moving. You know, whatever you want to do. Straight back, you can have this little angle so it's back and down. Push through this front heel. Stay nice and strong. We are almost to the end. We just have the other side to do, which we're going to switch and hit that. Now remember, you can hold here. Maybe not. Maybe you should move if you don't have the balance. Again, if you don't have balance but you still want to do this, have a chair, have a wall, something beside you. There's no shame in losing your balance. You just recover. There's no shame in using something for balance. Don't rely on it 100%. Try to overcome that. But do what you need to do to get the movements right and safe. Then as you increase your strength and your skill, you won't need that crutch. And that is it. 10 quick minutes, and we have done a complete lower body routine.